Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruby. This is Ruby Red, and today we're playing another round of my TBR game, tic-tac-TBR. Tic-tac-TBR is a game that I play every month to guide my reading. I don't do very well with a strict set list of books I want to read for the month, so I created this game where I generate 9 random prompts and I put them into a tic-tac-toe kind of a board, and then throughout the month I try to read books that are going to fulfill prompts in order to get 3 in a row. Every 3 in a row I read, I get a reward, and if I don't get any 3 in a rows, nothing bad happens. There's no punishments. It's just, we're just having a good time. So as always, I'm linking below the playlist of all these videos if you want to watch those, and a template that I have on Google Drive, so you can save it to your own Google Drive and adjust the prompts to suit your preferences and then play your own little game. And if you have any questions or issues with that, just let me know in the comments, or you can at me on Twitter or DM me on Goodreads, whatever you want. Okay, first let's go over our January board, my January board, and see how I did. So the prompts for January were a classic, no sexual violence, a fantasy, a book from the NBA shortlist last year. That's the National Book Award. That was not clear in the video because I had some formatting problems, but I believe those have been resolved for this, I hope. But anyway, it was not just any award shortlist, it was the National Book Award shortlist. Jane Eyre, someone else's TBR, a book that was on my shelf, a book for my book club, and a book with a name in the title. Okay, the first prompt we're gonna cross off is a classic because I read Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I read most of it in December, but I count a book in the month that I finish it, and I finished it in January, and I honestly might not have realized this, but I did get a comment from my Sunny reading quarter pretty much right away letting me know that I actually had already fulfilled that prompt for January by the time I was making the video, so amazing. Thank you so much. That's the first one. I read Northanger Abbey. It was fine. Let's move on. The next prompt I fulfilled was my book club book. I finished The Lost Daughter by Elena Ferrante. That is a book, a really short book about, I don't know, motherhood. It was very recently adapted, so you can watch the movie starring Olivia Colman, directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal on Netflix. I thought that the movie was actually more enjoyable than the book, so yeah, enjoy that. The next one we're gonna cross off is on my shelf because I read Cinnamon and Gunpowder by Eli Brown, which was a book on my shelf, and I actually loved it so much. What a hoot. Highly recommend. Just like a goofy little historical pirate foodie novel. Wow, love. Okay, and then finally, I read a book with no sexual violence, and that was The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. I was kind of feeling like I was in a little bit of a reading slump, and I picked this thing up. I read it in one day, maybe 2 days. It's a romance that asks the question, what if there was a dating app that was also 23andMe? It's just a little, just a little romance, maybe a little enemies to lovers trope, but yeah, I thought it was cute, and there was no sexual violence. That's all of the prompts that I can fulfill with books that I read in January. However, I did have a reward, which was a friend can read a book for me, and so a couple of friends have read a fantasy book this month because it was the January pick for Bailey's book club, the Shelf This book club, and that was 6 Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. I did not read this book, sorry, but I know that a bunch of people did. So thank you all for reading it, and I will be counting that for myself. And then if you saw my Pictionary book title guessing game, which will be linked above and below, spoiler alert, I won that, so I have a freebie that I can use, and I'm gonna use that for name in the title. And so I will be getting 2 rewards. Yay. Before I get into my screen recording and pick those rewards and then pick the February prompts, I just first want to talk about a readathon that I'm going to participate in February, which is the Sims Readathon, which is being hosted and organized by Ashley at Of Fiction and Fantasy. I'm going to link her announcement video down below so you can check that out. I do plan to be vlogging for the whole month, weekly vlogs, Sims reading weekly vlogs. I don't know. So anyway, I'm doing the Sims readathon. I joined Team Newbie because that was Kayla's team. I'm not really a Sims newbie, but that's just where I wanted to be, so that's where I am. I put all of the prompts for the Sims readathon into my prompt list, so they might come up on the February board, but they also might not. I did actually make a tentative TBR, and in fact, I went and posted it in the Discord, and I have now completely changed my mind about everything. So that's what I'm about. Oh yeah, and also remember last month when I said I want to read books from my shelf? Well, I read one. I started a second one, and then I acquired a new book from a free little library. So not doing too great on that front, but that's okay. That's fine. Their time will come. Let's pick my rewards. Okay, so first we're gonna pick my rewards. I have 11 rewards to this day. So first one is use one book from last month. So one of the books that I read in January can be used to fill a prompt in February, whether or not I already used it to fill a prompt in January. Let it be known. Okay, and the next one is a freebie. That's just a free space. I can just cross off any space. Wow. Okay, love that for me. Sorry I did that air flip. That was not what I really intended. I now have 132 prompts for my prompts. So let's get the prompts. Oh gosh. Okay. Never seen on BookTube. Ooh, okay. That's kind of tricky because I don't remember every single book I've ever seen on BookTube. Okay, I'm not going to be pulling things off my shelves again because I made a mess last time, but I have not heard anyone talk about The Year of the Monkey by Patti Smith on BookTube, and I think I might use that as my famous main character prompt for the Sims readathon, Patti Smith being the famous main character. But I've also never heard people talk about some of the nonfiction books that I want to read, like The Arbonaut and Pilgrim at Tinker Creek, so those are also some good options. The book that I want to read for new genre is potentially going to be Manor Punk, but it's also a paranormal steampunk romance, and that is Soulless. I forget who it's by, but I've never heard anyone talk about it on BookTube, even though I know people have read it. I've just never heard anyone talk about it. Okay, let's just pick the next prompt. Translated, awesome. So none of the books on my shelf are translated, but I am trying to read more translated works and from a wider variety of like languages and countries and backgrounds. So I have a list on my phone of some books that are translated from various different countries that I maybe haven't read from before, and this hopefully will prompt me to grab one of those. That's the reading challenge that I made with my friend Sophie that I talked about last month. That's it. Book published in the 2000s. That's kind of fun. I have no idea. Okay, nothing is really jumping out to me from that Goodreads glance. I'll take another look, but I'm not going to be trying super hard to get this one. Sorry. $300 to 400 pages. That's so nice. That's like most books. So that could be most books. It's not, maybe most books is wrong, but I feel like most of the books that I read are 350 to 400 pages. 300 to 400 pages. This one should be easy, and I know that 1,000 Ships by Natalie Hayes is within that range, and that's the one that I'm thinking I'm gonna read for multi-POV. So, possible. Moving on. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte is of course going to remain there because that is a challenge prompt, and I can't get rid of it until I read Jane Eyre, which maybe I will do soon. Southern European author. I did just DNF a book by a Southern European author, and I read one last month. Oh, Lost Daughter was written by an Italian. That's Southern Europe. I could use that. Wow. And if you have any suggestions, please. And I know I said Shadow of the Wind last month, but I DNF'd it. So don't suggest that because I'm not gonna read it. It's over. Okay, a blue cover. Cute. Okay. All right, Pilgrim of Tinker Creek is on my shelf. That is a blue cover. Thunderstruck by Eric Larson, mostly blue cover. A Thousand Ships also is mostly blue cover. I'm not worried about this one. I'll figure something out. Two. New to my TBR within 1 month. Fun. This is kind of a new prompt, I guess. So books that I added to my TBR in January. Interesting. These are the two that are on my shelf. I got them both from little libraries. I've never read any of these Janet Ivanovich books. And this is the first one, so I was like, yeah, it could be fun. I know my mom's read like most of them. And then The God of Small Things. I've never read, and I have heard a lot because it's widely acclaimed. It won the Booker Prize. Wow. So those two, but then, and then I'm sure I've got loads more on Goodreads. Including actually a book that I think I just got the arc of that I'm really excited to read, and that is The Emma Project by Sonali Dev. I didn't know that there was going to be another book in that Jane Austen retelling kind of series until I saw it on NetGalley and I requested it and I got it, so I can't wait to read that. It's definitely new to my TBR. Final prompt is, we already have that. I'm generating another one. I don't like doubles. Air element. Oh God. What? Like, what does that mean, you know? Okay, I have absolutely no idea what to read for that. So let me know if you have any books that are air elementy. What could that even be? So that's the board. That's my February tic-tac-TBR board. I'm really bummed that none of the Sims prompts came up, but that's fine. I'm gonna make it work. I definitely can already see some ways that I can, whatever. Whether or not I got any 3 in a rows at the end of the month is honestly often a surprise to me. So I'm not worried about it. We're gonna have a good time. Let me know about some Southern European authors. That can mean whatever you want it to mean. And any Air Element books, those are what I'm desperately seeking. So let me know, and that's all. I can't wait to see what we do. Thank you so much for watching, for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Please leave some recommendations or ideas down below, or let me know how you would have done if this was your board. Kind of fun. All right, yeah, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.